there. Today we are going to be bringing you a presentation about enterprise architecture frameworks, which are Togaf and Zachman. We'll give you a brief description of both frameworks, their advantages and disadvantages, their success and failure stories.
You may be wondering how the Zachman framework works. It provides a formal and highly structured way of evaluating and defining an enterprise architecture. Not only does the design depict the necessary engineering information, but it also depicts it in such a fashion that allows the information to be easily understood by the roles it is intended for. It is a proactive tool which can be used to model an organization's existing functions, elements, and processes, and helps manage organizations' IT architecture. Now moving on to Togaf framework. Provides the method and tools for assisting in the acceptance, production, and use and maintenance of an enterprise architecture. It enables the architects to design, evaluate, and build the right enterprise architecture for an organization. It helps organize the enterprise architecture development process through a systematic approach aimed at reducing errors, maintaining timelines, staying on budget, and aligning IT with business units to produce quality results.
Now we'll be talking about Togaf and Zachman. For Zachman, we selected VW as a company that successfully implemented Zachman. VW is a company of 2,500 employees. The company has successfully implemented Zachman framework, and that implementation led to business support at CEO level, the ability to prioritize technology projects based on business goals, the launch of technology strategy and the related program of IT initiatives, the creation of a 3-year system retirement plan, providing the company with saving in operational expenses. Finally, Zachman helped VW define clear goals for the next 5 years and align the budget planning to go with the business goals.
With Zachman frameworks, there were big gaps between the layers of the organization instead of the seamless relationship. Usually, there are several layers within an organization, such as business layers, data layers, application layers, and technology layers. Instead of a seamless relationship between these layers, there are huge gap in the architecture framework, which is Zachman. Referencing back to the data processing of the early 1990s, he made it clear that the whole idea was to remove people from the consideration, replace people with automation in every way possible. In other words, classic Taylorism, with all the errors and failings that it implies.
For the Togaf, we went with the company called the Dairy Farm Group. The Dairy Farm Group is an holding company in the retail sector. It has a very strong presence in Asia and in the Pacific region, and is one of the major retailing companies in the world. The company has a corporate goal to be the largest, most successful retailer in Asia and in the Pacific in its chosen market. They used Togaf to support this goal. And in order to achieve this goal, they made some modifications such as restructuring from a federation to a unified group of companies, creating centers of excellence to leverage competencies across the group with a single corporate purpose, business focus, and a single IT infrastructure. Using Togaf, the company was able in a very short period of time, from July throughout October 1998, to develop a world-class technical architecture.
Togaf failure stories. Everybody knew that Togaf should have been adapted, but nobody was able to say exactly how. Togaf framework was based on a methodology previously rejected as ineffective, because it claimed to be based on a best practice, but it was unable to provide any examples of successful implementation. It gained enormous popularity but brought only minor random values. This is because it was once closely associated with the notion of enterprise architecture, but it was unable to explain what enterprise architecture is and how it works. The framework then got people questioning its values, and it claimed to disseminate best practices, but actually it inhibits its dissemination and acquired faithful believers. Now we will be taking a close look on the advantages and the disadvantages of the Zachman framework. The advantages of Zachman framework. Zachman framework improves the professional communication within the information systems community. It seeks to break down the enterprise into component parts, following the theory that you must understand the part to improve the whole. It places a wide variety of tools and methodologies in relation to another. It develops improved approaches, methodologies, and tools to produce each of the architectural representation, as well as possibly rethinking the nature of classic application development processes as we know in today's life. The disadvantages of Zachman framework. Zachman framework can lead to documentation-heavy approach together with process-heavy approach. You can instantly see the opportunity to define collection of rigorous processes to support the same Zachman framework. It isn't well accepted within the development community, and few developers even seem to have even heard about it. Now I'll be taking you through the advantages and the disadvantages of the Togaf framework. The advantages of Togaf. Togaf is the most popular enterprise architecture open framework, and it is actively developed by an open group. It has good support of automated tools and software vendors, consultants, and it is the largest enterprise architecture community. And the disadvantages of Togaf. Togaf, it is said to be an expensive framework to implement, and it is complex because it does not guarantee that objectives are actually met. And in conclusion, we have found out that Togaf is actually a better framework than that of Zachman, because it simplifies communication between recruiting agencies, consultancies, employment agencies, and it is the most popular one.